word nerds, and happy Thursday, and welcome to today's video. Now today I tried something that we have not done on the word nerds channel, at least not to my knowledge. I of course could be wrong. We have a lot of videos. I decided to do a bookish DIY. If you don't know, I'm a super crafty person. I own my own small business and I have a lot of craft supplies and I just really enjoy making things. So today I made a TBR jar. So I have a lot of trouble picking out books to read. I've been in a reading slump for a really long time, and this year I am bound and determined to change that. And sometimes the prospect of all the books that I haven't read that I want to read are really overwhelming, and so overwhelming that I won't actually end up reading anything. And so I have come up with a cure. I have a jar with a bunch of little pieces of paper in there with names of books. And so when I don't know what to read, I'm just going to reach in there, pull out a title, and that is the book I'm going to read. Also, when people recommend books to me, especially the word nerds, a lot of times during live chats, books will get recommended and then I completely forget about them. Now I can grab a piece of paper, write it down, and stick it in my jar. So if you want to know how I made this and how you can make one too, watch this video. So for this project, you can pretty much use whatever you want, but here are some of the things that I used. Of course, I have my jar. I got it from Walmart. That is a pack of Astro Bright paper I also got from Walmart. You can use regular paper. I have Loctite adhesive spray because I wanted to make mine glittery. I have some pink spray paint because pink is my favorite color and I wanted to make this jar mostly pink. Next, I'm just showing some acrylic paint. I didn't end up using, so like I said, you could use a bunch of different stuff. Use paint, you can use stickers, you can use whatever, you can use Mod Podge. This is just some of the craft supplies that I had lying around. And everything I've shown here, I have pretty much gotten from Walmart. So for my jar, I only really wanted the bottom half to be glittered and decorated. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to tape a Sharpie to my ruler so I can get it to be even across the whole jar. Now, if you are going to do this, I will say, learn from my mistakes. This did not work well. It was very annoying to work with. My line didn't get 100% straight, and you can kind of still see it on the outside of the jar. So next I just kind of lined it up and taped it off because I am going to spray paint it. So I just taped it off with some electrical tape. Alright, so please don't judge my messy workspace, but for this sticker on the bottom, I just took my heat gun and I just ran it over it a couple times and it peeled right off. So if you get a jar from Walmart and there's like a barcode on the bottom and you want to take it off without getting all that sticky residue, use a heat gun if you have it, but if you don't have it, a blow dryer will work just as well. So that's just a little tip for getting those stickers off. So next what I'm just doing here is I'm cutting some pieces of electrical tape and I'm taping this old like Joann's bag that I had to the glass part of the jar, the top part of the jar. The whole thing is glass. Anyway, so I don't want paint to get on the top part, so I'm just covering it up with a bag so I can make sure no spray paint gets to where I don't want it. So next I just took it outside and I spray painted it. I was just showing you the kind of spray paint I used. It was the Rust-Oleum 2 times in the color Satin Sweet Pea. It's one of my favorite pink spray paints. So now I'm just going to take the jar and spray paint that whole clear section Sorry the angle's a little wonky. I was trying to figure out how the best way to film with my tripod in the way and also spray painting without getting anything on my phone. So after I spray painted that, I set it to dry, and then I started working on the little slips of paper that were going to go inside of the jar. Now obviously you can just use regular paper and a pen or a pencil, and that totally works, but as the overachiever that I am, I wanted to print it out on my nice pretty pink paper. So here I am just kind of going back and forth between Goodreads and my Excel spreadsheet. Because I was looking for popular books and things that I thought were interesting. I also took a sneak peek on a couple of the WordNerds pages to see what books they read and they liked this past year, and so I put some of those in my jar as well. So after my paint dried, I sprayed it with some Loctite, the spray adhesive, and so then I just showed you quickly the glitter I'm using. It's called So Fetch from Zendy, and yes, that is a reference to Mean Girls, which I also love, but it's a really pretty rose gold color. It's fairly chunky, so if you're gonna use like Loctite like I did, I would definitely suggest using a not chunky glitter. Of course, the glitter is completely optional. If you're not a glitter person, you can totally just use the paint, and then after I was done, I just went over it with a clear gloss coat. So next I decided to break out my Cricut to make my little TBR sign. Now obviously I know not everybody has a Cricut, I just so happened to, and I wanted to use it. You can of course just freehand it with like some paints or markers, or you can do bubble letters on some other paper like cardstock or construction paper and glue it on. It's really completely up to you, but this is just what I decided to do for mine. I of course measured my jar to make sure I sized it correctly to put on. This is just a quick little clip of my Cricut cutting out my letters. I just love watching it. I always think it looks really cool when it's cutting stuff out, so I thought I would add it in here. So next I just got my vinyl lined up on my transfer paper, and I'm just going to line it up on my jar how I like it and press it down. So I printed out all of my book titles on my pink cardstock paper, and now I'm just using my little paper cutter that I also got from Walmart to cut all of the little titles out. I did eventually switch to regular scissors because it was annoying me how it was harder to cut a bunch at the same time. So I eventually switched over to just regular scissors, of course. And then I'm just going to fold all of them up and stick them in my jar. All right, that is how I made my jar. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you like doing bookish DIYs and bookish crafts, please let me know and I will definitely make more videos. This was actually a lot of fun. I would love to do something like this again. So if you want me to, please let me know. And to end this video, I feel it is only fitting to draw a book out of my TBR jar and let you guys know what I'm going to read next. So I have my jar. Let's open it up. All right, it's the first pick of the TBR jar. Let's see. All right, I got one. Let me put this down. All right. So it looks like the first book I'm going to be reading from my TBR jar is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Hope you guys like this video, and we'll see you on Sunday for a normal live chat. Hope to see you guys there. Bye!